about trading market sessions. Now, in the previous video, I told you about the opening and closing times of certain market sessions. But in this video, I'm going to break down what's the best time to trade in these sessions, and also what's the best currency to trade in these sessions. What you'll notice is that during the opening hours of the sessions is normally when you have the most volume. During the opening hours of the sessions, you'll notice that that is when you have the most volume. You also have some volume during an hour or hour and a half before a session opens as well too. So we call that the pre-sessions, and we're going to get into that in just a little bit. And then we also have the closing times of a session. We notice that it starts to get a lot of volume, or it gets volatile during those times as well too. So let's start off with the first one, during the Tokyo session or the Asia session. So Asia opens at 7 p.m. And what you'll notice is that during the opening hours between 7 p.m. through 9 p.m., based on research that I've done, that is the best time to trade the Asia session. The best currencies to trade during that session would be currencies that's frequently traded in that region, which would be the Japanese yen, the New Zealand dollar, and also the Australian dollar. Next, we have the London session. Now, what I've noticed is that, yes, you get volume during the London Open, but you also get some volume during pre-London Open. And that time is between 1 a.m. through 2:30 a.m. and that's pre-London. And then you'll notice between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, you don't really get that much volume. Again, go ahead and test it out for yourself. But this is just based on doing years of research. Now, London Open, 3 a.m. is when London opens, but you'll notice that between 3 a.m. through 4:30 a.m. you get a real good boost, and sometimes this even goes until 5 a.m. So between 3 a.m. through 4:30 a.m. you get a real good boost of volume, and that's because London is open. Their banks are open, and now you have the traders that's inside the market. The best pairs to trade is the Euro, the Great Britain Pound, and also the Swiss franc during this time for the London Open. Then we have New York. Now you notice that this one has the most, right? Because we have pre-New York, New York Open, and then we have this thing called NYSE. We're going to get into that. And then also London Close, because in the previous video, I had mentioned that you have these sessions that overlap. So let's start off with New York. So pre-New York, again, before the market opens, you'll notice between 6 a.m. through 7:30 a.m. pre-New York is a time when you have really nice moves in the market. Really nice moves in the market. And then when New York opens at 8 a.m., that's when you really see some volume that starts to shoot up in the market. Then 9:30 a.m. you have NYSE. What is that? That is the New York Stock Exchange. Now the New York Stock Exchange, this is when you have to really pay attention to fundamentals or news events, because these news events is what really impact the New York Stock Exchange and the direction that a certain currency pair can go based on these traders that's now trading the Forex market during the New York Stock Exchange opening hours, which is 9:30 a.m. So you want to pay attention to that as well too. And then 10 a.m. through 11 a.m., this is the time when you have London getting ready to close. And so you'll notice again, you have a nice push of volume during these times. And so based on your schedule, based on the currency pairs that you like to trade the most, you can use this chart to really help you to see, okay, this is the time that I'll make sure I have my chart plotted out and I'm going to get ready to enter the market. Now, the best pairs to trade during the New York session, you will notice is on the top row, we have the Canadian dollar, the US dollar, and then XAU, which is gold. But I want you to notice as well too, under that, again, you have the euro, the Swiss franc, and also the Great Britain pound. And why is that? Well, that's because the session overlaps. The session overlaps. So you can still trade the currency pairs from London into the New York session because you still have movement with those currencies because the London session is still open even though the New York session opened as well. It just overlapped. And so you can use this as a cheat sheet. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about the best currency pairs to trade during different sessions and why it's so important to trade it that way. So I'll see you guys in the next video.